Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Suds News. I am Vinny, this is Angela, and we are here to talk all about those happenings in Port Charles, New York on General Hospital. Angela, how are you today?
I am great. How are you, Vin?
I am doing good, and I do have a couple of big announcements. Later on in this episode, so you'll have to stay tuned for it. But they are some great announcements, and we're having such a good conversation in the chat before we went live. I want to welcome Steve and Donna. Everybody else, go on in, jump in the chat, and get your voices heard because we love the interaction of the chat. As always, this episode of Suds News brought to you by W Energy, which of course is brought to you by W Energy, DUBBY.GG.com, or I'm sorry, DUBBY.GG. Use the promo code Suds Media for 10% off, whether it's energy drinks or hydration drinks. I like what I'm drinking tonight is watermelonade, which is watermelon lemonade. It is a hydration powder, which I enjoy because I don't always like the energy. But when I do need it, it is genderless caffeine because it's from the coffee fruit extract. So again, check it out. W Energy, DUBBY.GG. Promo code Suds Media for 10% off your purchase. All right. Yes. That really is good. We were talking about the kids' names. Donna actually brought it up in the chat before we went live, talking about Ace and Leo and Rocco and Scout and the names of the kids. Hi, Chad. Hi, Chad. Hi, Tinklu. Welcome to the chat. I do like Rocco as a name. He's a good. It's a good Italian name. I enjoy that.
I like Rocco too because it was my grandfather's name.
Yeah.
But I do understand people saying that it's kind of a weird one now. But, I like Rocco. I'm also in the minority. I loved Ace. I loved the name Ace. I loved how it came about. I loved how she, called him her Ace in the hole when she was pregnant. I loved Ace. And I think it's a cute name. I know it's not very Cassadine-y, but, neither she. So.
Right. That's true. That is very true. So we're, there was another thing regarding Patrick Mulcahy notes that Donna was talking about, that Sonny is just not that smart. And I guess they're talking about a specific storyline writer.
The head writer. So apparently the story was that Patrick Mulcahy had written this big long monologue in the late 90s for Sonny. And the head writer, he was a script writer at the time, the head writer sent it back down to him with the note, Sonny is not that smart. You're going to have to dumb this way, way down. Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense.
Absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
I do like Smitty.
Yeah, Smitty's kind of grown on me, although I do want to ask Mike Manning how he feels about the name Smitty when I see him in September at the Samantha's Friends event, because he will be there. Hi, Jeannie. Welcome to the chat. So go ahead. If you're watching us, go ahead and hit that like button. Turn on the notifications bell once you subscribe to our channel, because, multiple people, if you're not watching on YouTube, I thank you for watching and tuning in, whether you're watching on X or Facebook or anywhere else that's being streamed. When you get a chance, go on over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@suds-media, and hit that subscribe button. That way you help us get closer to monetization, and helping us grow our network. And of course, every like, every interaction with the chat, all of that helps with the algorithm and helps put us in front of new viewers.
Yes.
So,
and we love that.
Yes, we absolutely do. And we do have a lot of a lot of good General Hospital to talk about this week.
Yes.
Because we are, we're coming out of July sweeps, so we're a couple weeks removed, and General Hospital hasn't stopped since what, May sweeps. They've just been on fire.
Yeah. I mean, I'm, as always, I don't love every single thing, but they're my favorite show, and they are the best soap on TV. And they're giving good soap. Whether I'm getting the storylines or not I want doesn't change the fact that they are giving really good soap.
Yes,
they are.
Exactly.
So,
last week we were talking about how it's amazing because we were talking about how Jason may go out to find Joss and see Britt, and it seems like it's probably going to be the other way around. Jason's going to find Britt, and he's going to find Joss.
And it's funny because Anna really is trying to send him after Joss.
Yeah.
But she can't tell him that.
Correct.
So she's using the Britt angle, which is interesting. I don't understand Jason in the business suit because that's not him.
Right.
But longtime General Hospital viewers will notice the little nod to history with the name Jason used.
Yeah.
Do you know what it was?
No.
So the last name he used was Moore, which was his biological mother's last name.
Right, yeah.
Susan Moore.
Yeah.
So I thought that was, yeah.
So Bob points out, he says, they changed Jason. There's no way he's this concerned about Britt. He cared about Britt before he got buried by rocks.
Okay, he did care about Britt, but my thing is that I've seen a lot of people going, why are they making this like this is some big love story or something? I don't think they do. To me, this is more, so Jason does not like a mystery. Jason does not like things unexplained.
Yep.
I don't think that he's not, he's concerned now because Anna did the whole she's in danger thing. But before, it was more like, I have to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He does care he did care about Britt. Absolutely. But they're not writing it like they were a massive love story in love before he died. Right. He died in love with Carly. I'm looking forward to that first conversation with him and Britt talking about
I thought you were
why
dead.
They were both presumed dead, as I've said before. But yeah, I don't think this is going to be what everybody thinks it's going to be. So
yeah, exactly. I don't think so either. They're going to go back to the story and they're going to try, put in a relationship, and eventually, Britt is going to end up dying from Huntington's or, whatever the case may be. But, yeah, Donna, you were dead.
Honestly, the thing that's hurting the character of Britt with her return the most is this Rocco stuff.
Yes.
And
Agreed.
Unless Britt comes back and tells her mother, knock it off, he's not my kid, which I don't think will be what happens.
Right.
It's really, they're setting this character up for a lot of backlash. And she's getting a lot of backlash about it already.
Yeah.
Aside from there's always going to be stand backlash as far as the romance stuff goes.
Of course.
The Jason and Sam fans, the Jason and Liz fans, the Jason and Carly fans, the Jason and Rob, Robin's not, but you know what I mean? There's always going to be stand backlash as far as romance goes. But this whole Rocco thing, I don't know. This just seems like an unforced error. I'm not sure where they're going with this one.
Agreed. And Donna, you have a point. Sam is dead. She's been talked about more dead than when she was alive. And And Bob, I was going to get into that as well. Jason was kind of championing for Kelly Tebow to come back,
Yeah.
which is what he said That's Awesome with Stephen Bradford this week.
I haven't watched it yet. I've heard I've been so crazy. As I was telling Vinny, I wrote, it was actually 8 articles today for Parade, 15 over the entire weekend, plus the nannying, plus my aunt, plus a lot of things. So I actually have not had a chance to watch that yet, which really bothers me. I don't like that I haven't had a chance to. I'm going to try to tonight or tomorrow. It's been insane because I want to write an article about it anyway.
Right.
But clips I've seen from it, it's funny to me, some of the things that he did say.
Yeah.
And other fan bases, I think, are a little angrier than the Jason and Carly ones are, because the thing is with Jason and Carly is that even if we don't have them together romantically, we have them.
Right.
They're going to be sharing consistent scenes. She's going to be front and center in his life. He's going to leave Britt high and dry when Carly, you know what I mean? These are things that are just going to happen, and we know that, which makes it a little easier for us.
Yeah.
And she's in a relationship.
Right.
The Jason and Liz fans are upset because she's single, and he's, but Burton said in 2012, I believe, that he would rather get punched in the face than go back to that pairing. And it has nothing to do with Becky, and it has nothing to do with Liz. It was about the fan, the fan nonsense that was going on. He was constantly having to defend Becky and having to defend Kelly, and it was just all kinds of crap. And he just wasn't about it. And the Jason and Sam fans are mad that, he's doing this whole, I pushed to have her back and helped get her back. And they're like, wait a minute, what about our Kelly? And I understand their anger. But here's the thing. I mean, the Jason and Liz fans, I don't know what to tell you guys. He doesn't want that pairing back, and it's because of the worst of your fan base. But as far as the Jason and Sam fans, there is literally nothing he could have done. He does not have the power to get the network fired Kelly Monaco. Steve Burton does not have the power with the network to undo that. He doesn't. And it's not on him to do that.
Correct.
But yeah, there was nothing he could have done.
And Chad points out that Britt already called Rocco Ben when she looked at the picture of him online. So, I agree that they're going to cross paths. Something's going to happen. And here's the thing. I see so much online and on, of course, on the toxic Twitter space of people complaining that it's a rewrite, and they're saying that because Britt gave birth to Rocco, that she's his mother, and this and that and the other thing, and they're getting mad about Lulu having to fight to be his mother and what all this other stuff, because Liesl is kind of putting it out there that Britt's his mom and she's a grandmother and this and that. And here's the thing. Liesl will twist the truth and twist the story to fit her narrative.
They're not considering who's saying it. It's Liesl Oprah. Are you kidding me? She's not a good guy. You know what I mean? She is not a truth teller. In the end, is it possible that they're going to, soap opera this and somehow make him Britt's biological kid? It is. I don't think that's what's going to happen.
Right.
Because they will rewrite things, but they don't usually do major rewrites. Right. And that would be a major rewrite. Usually they'll tweak little things, or there'll be things that were ambiguous that, that they'll go another way with because they didn't set it in stone. But they really set it in stone.
Yes.
That embryo was Lante's. That embryo was already created. So I don't think they're going to make, and I don't think that they're rewriting history because of what Liesl says. Liesl is a crazy woman. Faison was the love of this woman's life. And
Yes.
she's also, desperate for a connection to Britt.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're not, I don't think they're rewriting history. I think that they're, not, but again, it's going to depend on what Britt does when she comes back.
Yep.
It'll, I don't think she's going to be the good guy in this story either.
Yeah. So, I don't expect them to wreck on that either, Donna. It's just Obrecht, again, Obrecht does lean towards evil genius, as Donna points out. And, she will do what she has to do or say what she has to say to make things fit into her narrative. And for whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And, she may look at Rocco as Britt's son because of her, whether it's guilt or whatever, she's trying to feel a connection to Britt. Which it is what it is at that point, but that doesn't mean that they're changing the entire story and changing the entire relationship between Rocco and Lulu.
Right. And I mean, I've just been waiting for either Lulu or Dante to bring up the fact that Liesl held a knife to Rocco and threatened to kill him.
Yeah.
When he was an infant, to make her escape. That, I think that should come to light, but we'll see it probably won't at this point. But my thing is that the biggest reason I don't think that they'll undo this is because the show looks at Dante and Lulu as an endgame couple. They are, you know what I mean? They are, even if they'll put them with other people, they are who will end up together in the end.
Yeah.
I'll send you, or Jeannie, it was when Rocco was an infant, Dante and Lulu were confronting Liesl. I have DM me on Twitter and I'll send you the clip. I have it on my Twitter, or in my Twitter bookmarks. And Rocco is their only biological child.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
I don't think they're going to take away their only biological child, especially when they can't give them another one without another massive retcon.
Right. Exactly.
Because all of her, exactly. Yeah. He is Luke and Laura's grand. They're not going to change that. I agree.
As Daisy points out, Rocco is legacy. Luke, Laura, and Sonny grandson.
Exactly.
They're not changing that.
Exactly.
He ties back so many main players.
They can. I mean, they could retcon that Dante's Charlotte's father too. They could absolutely do that somehow.
Yeah.
But there's no, and that would be very easy to do. But Rocco, they're not taking that one bond away from Lulu, and they're not. It's not going to happen. Especially because the character of Britt Westbourne is not, when they close the book on General Hospital, when you ask people about General Hospital and their favorite characters, longtime viewers, how many are really going to say Britt?
Right.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, people may like her, but she's not an essential to General Hospital history character.
Correct.
To do that kind of rewrite for.
Right. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
So.
Exactly. There's 104 people currently watching across all platforms. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, go ahead, hit that like button. If you're watching on X, go ahead and like it and share it. Share, like. Let's drive these numbers up. If you're watching on YouTube, again, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications because we are trying to grow our network. I also do want to point out that I've been a little busy with some shirt designs and merch designs. Our new Suds Mania shirt is up on our merchandising site, suds-media.com/merch, and check that out. It's in the classic Hulkamania design with a little bit of NWO flair thrown in. So check it out. It is Suds Media on our merch site. So check that out. So Donna says, Rocco is a Corinthos, a Spencer, and a Falconary. Am I missing anything?
And No, a Weber, because Laura's a Weber.
Right? Yeah, Weber.
Yeah.
So
I love Kathleen Gotti too. I
Yeah.
love the character of Liesl, but
Yeah.
she's a character that I love that's a bad guy.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Just like I loved Helena Cassadine. But you know what I mean? But she's a bad guy character that, and it's not like I love her and want her to win. I love
Right.
watching her because she makes it fun. And she
Yeah.
brings the drama and she makes it exciting and all of that stuff.
And you love to watch to see how she gets hers in the end.
Yes.
And how she gets upended.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really do not think that Liesl knows that Britt's alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so.
Like Chad says, Liesl is definitely interesting for sure. You always know what the villain is going to do next. They keep the pot stirred and things interesting. And the way that she goes to complain to Nina on today's episode, how she has to, she can only see Rocco, supervised. It's like, you have really no relation to him. Exactly. Why would you? I mean, granted, he's a teenager now, and, he can choose to have lunch with her, have dinner with her, whatever.
But he can actually only choose that if his parents allow it, because he is under 18, and they could come down on him if they chose to do it and ban this woman from him.
How old is he?
They could get a restraining order against him. I think he's like 16.
Okay.
They could easily get a restraining order against her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could stop it. They're not stopping it. But her thing is, he's a teenager. Well, that doesn't. No, that's no. Oh yeah, I guess he isn't driving yet. Yeah, it's
right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm sorry, Lulu showed great restraint today, not smacking the taste out of that woman's mouth. So did Laura. And I'm not a Laura Spencer fan, or a Laura Baldwin, or a Laura Collins. She's Collins now. I'm not a Laura fan. I never have been. But she should have slapped the taste out of Liesl's mouth talking about we're both grandmothers. Oh, hell no.
I know. That was something that I was shocked she said in front of Laura.
Yeah. And the abandoning him, when she went to look for Charlotte, she was gone for a couple days.
Right.
Looking for her daughter who was in danger. Good Lord.
Who we haven't seen since.
Yes, but we've heard about her.
True.
She's there. True. She's living her best life. The actress who plays Charlotte lives out of state.
Yeah.
So they only fly her in if they actually, she's only on if they actually need her for something. I am paying attention. I'm just trying to find that clip in my 9 bazillion bookmarks. When I tell you guys that I bookmark absolutely everything, I really do. It's horrible. I need to stop doing that. But I'm going to look for that so I can put it on my.
So Taiwan, we haven't gotten to this story yet, but it kind of ties in with the whole Brooklyn, with the whole Lulu and Dante and Rocco thing. But Taiwan chimes in saying, "Won't Chase cheat on Brooklyn? I want Chase to cheat on Brooklyn because Chase and Brooklyn need some juice." They do, because they're getting to complacency, but the adoption was really a big story for them.
I just want to say, there's somebody who for about at least 6 months now that has been saying they're going to go back to Chase and Willow because Brooklyn and Chase are going to blow up. She's going to want to delay. I'm pretty sure I know for a fact I even said she's going to want to delay the adoption because of Gio.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be okay with that.
Yeah.
And look, so many it's been a sport about how I'm wrong on this, that, or the other, although most of the things people say I'm wrong on, I never even said. But I've been calling this one from jump. I'm just saying.
You have.
Just saying.
Yes, you have. Amanda says, welcome to the chat, Amanda. I want them to tell Rocco everything. I agree. I'm kind of in that side as well, that Rocco should have all the information. I like how he went about it. He talked to his parents about Britt, who were against Britt. but then he sought out Jason and wanted a different side of everything. So
Yeah,
I agree that I'm somebody that thinks Rocco should know everything,
Mhm.
and then he can make his own choice.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that he should be able to make his own choice. He should know everything, and his parents can tell him, "We're going to allow you to see this woman
Right,
in a supervised manner, and then when you're 18, you can do whatever the hell you want. But for right now, you're our child, and it's our responsibility to take care of you. And she's a psychopath."
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, that's very true. I agree with that. But so when it comes to Brooklyn and Chase, you did point out, Bob. We'll get to Joss and her mission in just a little bit, because I agree there is a a teaser out there that she may have another body under her that under her notch on the bedpost, so to speak. And I'm not talking about sleeping with
She's
them.
racking up quite the body count there.
She is. At this point, she might have just about as many actual kills as Sonny does.
Right? Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
If Sonny never gets his hands dirty.
No.
But all right, so I do want to point out with the Brooklyn and Chase situation, you did say that Brooklyn would want to push back the adoption, and Chase, I think, is gonna find solace in Willow, considering he's the only one taking sympathy on her. Everybody else sees her for the kind of crazy person, that she is, and that she needs help. And I have to say that I like the way that Elizabeth has been taking care of Willow and kind of allowing her to come to these realizations on her own.
Yeah, it's I mean, Liz makes sense because her and Willow know are friendly from the hospital. Liz is head nurse. Willow's one of her nurses. So, Bobby was always very motherly to the nurses under her. So it is, and Liz has been there. Liz has been the outcast because she fucked up and slept with a guy that she should not have. And it blew up her life. Yeah. So Liz is in a very, good space to be there for Willow. And I've heard people say, well, why can't it be Carly? Because Carly understood. Yeah, but Carly's son was the one fucked over. And Carly's grandkids were the one fucked over. She should not be the one that Willow can cry on her shoulder. That's absolutely not a thing that should happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So knock it off, people. Be serious.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Why they would think Carly would care. I don't want to say Carly wouldn't care, but Carly wouldn't do anything to comfort Willow, considering she's part of the team protecting Willow's kids from her.
Exactly. And I mean, Carly has actually, people say that Carly has not grown. I've always argued that. But two, I think that if anything shows that Carly has grown as a person, it's this storyline. The fact that she has not taken Willow's head off their shoulders multiple times. Even when Willow showed up like a psychopath, she was sympathetic to her. She was trying to get her to see reason. Yes. You know what I mean? That she was not in a position to see the kids, and trying to get her to see herself and stuff. So Carly has not been very cruel about Willow. That is bullshit. Carly absolutely has not been cruel to Willow. Carly has given Willow more good than Willow deserves.
Yes. I like, as Del J points out, loved Carly comparing Willow to Nell when Willow tried to gain her sympathy with crocodile tears and the apology that she didn't mean. And I like that too, because again, we've heard it. Carly's heard it all before. The same type of situation that Nell put her through.
And the thing is that people are forgetting when Carly was trying to go for, get Willow to do joint custody with Michael. Yeah. Willow and Drew were saying that Michael was going to be able to see his kids every other weekend and for 2 weeks in the summer after they moved them to DC.
Yep.
Kaiwan, you're wrong. You're absolutely freaking wrong. Carly hasn't. Carly has tried to reason with her. Carly's not holding her hand and giving her flowers, but Carly wanted joint custody. Carly has been more than reasonable with that woman. More than reasonable.
And sometimes in a situation like that, you need to be stronger for the kids than the other person. And that's what Carly was being. She was showing Willow the little bit of sympathy that she could, but at the same time, she didn't want Wiley hearing his mother crying. She didn't want the kids to see Willow like that, in her wedding dress, tears coming down,
looking like a psychopath.
Yeah.
She did move in with Drew. Carly asked her not to until she talked to Michael about it, and then she did it anyway without saying a word to Michael. Carly tried to be reasonable with her more than once.
Yeah.
And even, and the thing is here's the thing. Carly does not owe that woman anything.
Nope.
Michael is her son. That is who she owes her loyalty to.
Yep.
And Michael, Carly was trying to protect the kids.
Right.
Willow was in no, oh my God, old Carly would have literally killed that girl.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, I've seen Carly. She is, the fact that Willow still has a head on her shoulders shows growth in Carly. Willow still says that she didn't do anything wrong. She's still blaming everybody else. And also remember, it was 2 weeks right before the wedding. Willow was okay with Drew blackmailing Portia to make Michael look like a drug addict. Yep. She has not done anything to cool down anything with Willow. It's not her responsibility to. She doesn't have to cool anything down with Willow. And she hasn't been threatening Willow. It is I don't know what show you're watching. No, you're wrong. I'm sorry. You are absolutely wrong.
I have not seen one threat that Carly has made towards Willow. The only threat that I could potentially see is one where she said, "I'm going to, hold your kids, keep your kids safe," but it's still not a threat because she
told her your actions are going to cause you to lose your children. That wasn't Carly threatening her. That was Carly trying to tell her facts.
Yeah, exactly.
Carly wasn't threatening her. Threatening her is, you come near my son and my grandkids again, and I'm going to take your head off at the shoulders. Or I will kill you, or I will do this, or I will do that. Carly hasn't done that.
And honestly, one of the people that I want to say was very inappropriate was Chase going up to Michael at the pool.
Oh my God, I wanted Michael to punch him.
I wanted to see Michael haul off and slug Chase. Chase had no business.
None.
No business going up to Michael.
Here's the thing. Willow is I am a mother. It would devastate me to not have my access to my children.
Right.
It absolutely would. But Willow is a detriment to her children right now.
Yeah.
Period. And when she went to Michael that day and was trying to be all reasonable, and as soon as Michael turned her down, she was instantly psycho again.
Yep.
Michael is right to keep.
Yeah, Willow is a broken person, but Michael's not being vindictive. Think about it, Kaiwan. I don't
protect his children.
Right, Kaiwan. I don't know if you have children or not, but listen. Here's the deal, and here's something I'll put out there that not many people know about me, is that my son never had a relationship with his mother because of a similar situation. Not necessarily, the similar as Willow, but the fact that she couldn't take care of him. So, that's what it boils down to. When you have to protect your kids come first across everything.
Story.
And
absolutely end story. Yeah.
Willow needs to get herself right and follow the judge's ruling in order to get her kid. Now, granted, we know the judge was paid off. Why, I don't know. Everything
but
was.
I don't understand that because everything the judge said was correct.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
It made no sense.
I don't understand that payoff.
Absolutely correct.
Yep.
And
so
Michael is not being vindictive. Michael is being a good father.
Yes, exactly. And a good parent will not let their personal feelings towards the other parent into their relationship with the kids.
Right.
What Michael is doing is simply showing that their mother is not in her right mind and cannot, cannot, have any kind of contact because she's just not in her right mind.
And when he's been shown talking to the kids about it, he's not bad-mouthing her.
Yep.
So that's not, you know what, Kaiwan, I don't even understand what show you're watching, so we need to just move on from this because you're getting some alternate feed that the rest of us.
And Willow, you're right, Del J. Willow is not a victim. She terrorized Sasha by playing mind games with Daisy. So.
Yeah, I can't.
And you're right, Kaiwan. She's not taking money from the courts to raise her kids. The judge was paid off. We saw that by Sidwell, but we don't know why he was paid off, considering every point was valid for the judge to, rule in Michael's favor.
And every time Willow has another one of her meltdowns, she proves that the judge was right. And it's always my kids, my kids, my kids, my kids.
Yep.
And with Michael, it's our kids.
Exactly. Yep.
Willow talks about them like they're possessions.
Yes.
She's like psychotic about it.
So Thomas says the part of the story I think the writers lack is their failure of many people urging Willow to get therapy. And they've been saying it in subtle ways, by saying you have to help yourself, you have to do this on your own. Honestly, I think the judge should have said a psyche valve for Willow.
The judge told her that there had to be a psychiatrist had to talk to the kids.
Oh,
I think
the kids.
Before visitation was set. But you know what I mean? She knows it wasn't the affair. The affair had nothing. You know what? I'm not having this conversation with him again. I'm not. We've already talked about how it wasn't the affair, and the judge didn't even talk about the affair.
Right.
It was about her action. I don't know what show he's watching, but it's not General Hospital. So let's move on.
Yeah.
I don't want to be mean to somebody in the chat, and I feel that coming.
Let's move on.
Growth.
Let's take a zen, and right now with the way Angela is feeling, we need it. She might have to get in the ring at some point. But if you want to get some good ring merchandise, well, you could go here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Suds Sports Social Media is an official affiliate of the WWE Shop. Whether you want merchandise from the original Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, or the Hall of Famers, the New World Order, or from WrestleMania itself, scan the QR code on the screen or go to suds-media.com/wrestling merch, and it gives us a commission to help our show.
All right, welcome back. Just kind of cool down a little bit. If you do need some WWE merchandise, we get a commission if you use our code and our affiliate link, which is that QR code that was just showing right there. And by the way, we're about 40 minutes in. I do want to go to our first big announcement. My first big announcement is for you wrestling fans out there, and I know there's some crossover between soap operas and wrestling. I do want to let everybody know that I did have a great interview with Guy Evans this afternoon. Guy Evans is the author of the Nitro series, Nitro: The Incredible Rise and Inevitable Collapse of Ted Turner's WCW, and now just recently he released Beyond Nitro: The Untold Stories of the WCW era. So I sat with him for a good half hour or so. I've interviewed him before. We talked about the book. We talked about what he's going to be doing in the future. He actually said that there's more stuff that he could come out with another Nitro book coming up, in the future at some point. But that interview will be up on our RSS feed and YouTube within the next couple of days. So definitely check that out. I got to interview Guy Evans and talk to him for a good half hour or so about Beyond Nitro and if you're a wrestling fan, go check out that book. It's on Amazon and also GuyEvansBooks.com. So check that out. All right. So, Angela, I see you were about to start talking.
Should I tell them about who I talked to, who I spent my Friday night with? I think it was Friday night.
Go ahead. Yes.
One of them. So, I had a really great Zoom conversation with the one, the only Prince Nicholas Cassadine, Adam Huss. And we had a really great interview, and I'm going to be writing it up for Parade, and it's going to be going into Soap Opera News. And a lot of it will be a lot of the video will actually be up online as well. They're going to be putting it up on their Patreon because he has an amazing new project in the works that is phenomenal. And I did a little arm twisting, and we really didn't have to because he's so fabulous and a friend of the show. And he's going to be paying us a visit sometime in the next few weeks. And he wants to come on live.
Awesome.
Which will be exciting.
Yes, I'm glad to hear it. So, and this time we'll actually be able to have the video because it'll be coming on our network.
Yes.
On our show. But, however, so kind of building off of that, we might as well get into the next announcement in that set your calendars, folks, because Saturday, November 8th to Sunday, November 9th is going to be our 2025 podcast-a-thon, 24 hours. It's going to be 3 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern, Saturday to Sunday. Of course, it's going to be a charity podcast-a-thon as we go ahead and raise money for Samantha's Friends again. So again, mark your calendars. It's going to be Saturday, November 8th at 3 p.m. Eastern to Sunday, November 9th at 3 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to be setting up, again, interviews with podcasters as well as celebrities. And the way we're going to break it down so that we get every interview and we get to save every interview this time, we're going to be breaking it down into 3 8-hour segments. So we'll stop the show, reset, and then restart it, so at least we keep all 24 hours and can work on the footage that way. So again, mark your calendars. That's going to be Saturday, November 8th to Sunday, November 9th is going to be our 2025 24-hour podcast-a-thon to benefit Samantha's Friends.
I'm going to have to start banking sleep for it now.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
I did almost the entire 24 hours last time.
Yeah, yep. You were the iron person. Absolutely. All right. So as we're giving our announcements, the chat has moved on without us. And they're talking about, Drew and how vindictive he is, and that we'll sign papers to give Drew custody of the kid should anything happen, but Michael has parental rights, so it really doesn't matter anyways. And Michael is alive, so that supersedes everything there. They're also talking about why is Drew targeting Stella of all people, and that's just to get back at Curtis.
Exactly. That's because he's taking anything he can get. Yeah. He's going for any angle he can, is the thing. Yeah. Is that, I don't understand why Martin gave him that. Because he knows what Drew's doing. So I really don't get that. But yeah, maybe he thought that Drew wouldn't sink that low, but I don't know why he would think that. So
yeah, exactly. Like Donna says, the worst thing anything could say about Stella is that she's nosy.
Yes.
Which is true. Amanda says Curtis needs to watch his back. Going after Stella is all kinds of wrong. Del J, because Drew is a creep and a vindictive person. Stella's a sweetheart, and he is awful. So yeah, it's one of those things that I'm glad they're kind of getting Stella in the mix a little bit, but yeah, I agree, Del J. Martin better use his attorney skills to protect Stella because she had his back, literally. He would have had to pay for his back injury in the hospital.
Yeah.
Daisy, I don't think there's going to be a Drew demise. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, no, they were going to kill him off. They had been planning that, and then they were planning that, I believe, for May sweeps, and then the fires happened in the early spring, right, or late winter.
Yeah, it was January. When after the fires happened and Cameron Matheson lost his house, they changed course. They did not want to. They decided not to kill him off. So anybody says that Frank is, doesn't care about his actors and the writers don't care about the actors are full of shit. They do. So they decided not to kill Cameron off. And from what I understand, I haven't confirmed this yet, but I have heard that he just re-signed his contract. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So he's going to be around for a while. He's not going anywhere. However, we're probably going to have a redemption arc at some point.
Yeah, it's so incredibly easy to redeem him.
Yes, exactly. And I don't think it has anything to do with, him being Shiloh in disguise or, anything to that effect. It's going to be a... Daisy, that's disappointing.
Oh, see, I love Drew. I really do.
Too.
I love Drew. I love how Cameron's playing him. Again, he's the villain that I love to watch him. Like Helena, like Liesl, you know what I mean? Although he's not anywhere close to the villain that they are. He's a baby villain.
Exactly. What did you miss out on, Donna, saying audio dropped out? What part was that? So
don't even let's just keep it moving.
Well, that's Del J. That actually might be it. Brain damage from his prison stint. I don't know if it's going to be brain damage or PTSD, something to that effect. Right. Mm-hmm. And you're right, Donna. Love to Hate Drew is a huge success.
Yep.
And that's the thing. You need characters that you love to hate. If they kill off everybody that's evil, what kind of a story are they going to have? Like, in order to have a really good hero, you have to have a really good villain.
Right.
You have to.
I agree. And I mean, Drew is. I mean, he's a bad guy, but I wouldn't even. Or he's a heel, but I wouldn't even say he's a villain.
Right.
You know what I mean? He doesn't have a body count on him.
Yeah, and not to mention,
he's not killing people. He's being Edward. He's being his grandfather. Come on.
I mean, and when he was a good guy, everybody called him Drufus and thought he was boring.
He was boring, and I say that as somebody who loved the Drew and Carly pairing. Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree, Kaiwan, that, Drew is being that cerebral character, like a Triple H. So I agree with you. And he reminds him of Alan. He's got the worst of all of his, parentage coming down through him.
Yeah, he is. I don't even know that he's skeevy. He's a Quartermain.
Right.
He is channeling his inner Quartermain.
Yeah.
It's Tracy withholding heart medication from her father. Yes. Come on.
Yes. Yeah.
Think of it's Edward not wanting to spend the money to, fix the wiring at the PC hotel that he was told was an imminent fire hazard, and then people dying. I mean, come on. Edward cheated on Lila. Alan cheated on Monica. Tracy was a mob boss at one point. Please, come on, guys.
Tina from X, thank you so much for tuning in. Says, let's put Drew with Liesl. I don't know if Liesl's going to have a love interest. Her Scotty's no longer around. So, and I know they had broken up, but
thank
Del
you.
J says, would Monica be able to get through to Drew about not taking Scout to DC?
I think so. And I think that will be how they fix the Monica and Drew thing before she dies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, and exactly that, Amanda. This is not a Hallmark. This is not a very special episode of something. This is not an after-school special. This is a soap opera.
Yes.
Guys, come on.
Yeah, I think, and Chad says the same thing. Just like you just said, we need so many people wanting Hallmark. I think that's just, unfortunately, society that wants too many nice things. They don't want people to be edgy. They don't want people to be, evil or villainous or whatever. Or if they are, they have to be toned down to stick with, some kind of political correctness. I just don't I don't like that. And that would just make it boring, quite honestly. And you know what? That's all it comes to. I was hoping it would be Monica who pulled this plug. I don't think that's going to happen.
I was going to say, I didn't think that was ever going to happen because Monica loves Drew. She was disappointed in what he did. She was upset with him, but that's still, Monica adopted Drew.
Yeah.
That's, he's more her son. I don't think Monica ever adopted Jason. Did she? I don't think Monica ever adopted Jason.
Think so. I'm not sure.
I have to check, but I don't think Monica ever adopted Jason, but she did adopt Drew.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bob says it obviously with one bed that something's going to happen between Joss and Vaughn. Highly likely.
It's probably, but it also depends on how long they're there.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Chad, I think it's going to be that Drew decides not to do it. Because Drew's not going anywhere. So, obviously, he's not going to...
Exactly, Amanda.
Right.
I need cheating, baby stealing, backstabbing, corporate raiding. Give me something that makes me scream, what the fuck at my screen? Absolutely. And actually, instead of saying what the fuck, you could say what the fudge. And we could get into our what the fudge moment of the week. And that, my friends, for the what the fudge moment of the week is simply, I have to say, Cody and Tracy's conversation from today at the pool, and the way that Cody comes up and says, you know what, put her drink on my card, and she says, oh, I guess I'm paying you too much now.
Yeah, because he can afford a drink.
Yeah.
That's frightening.
I
have something to add to this after you finish your what the fudge.
Sure. So Cody and Tracy sitting there, and I think Tracy kind of got through to him, about not going after Ava for the money, because I think that he canceled on their dinner date because he's going to go find Molly.
I hope so.
Because I like that they're giving Molly back that hopeless romantic trait, and she's writing another book, and she's not taking so much of her time in court and on law cases. I like Cody, and in a new article, a new interview that was put up today, Josh Kelly said that he wants to stay with General Hospital forever.
And he also said that he's not leaving.
Right.
Until
Exactly.
they pair Tracy and Cody.
Right.
Which I'm pretty sure was a joke, but I thought it was really funny. And
of course.
he's a funny guy.
Yeah, he really is. But that was your What the Fudge moment of the week, folks. What the Fudge homemade confectionery, homemade confections in the New Haven, Connecticut area. If you are in that area, New Haven, Connecticut, or surrounding areas, go to whatthefudgect.com or facebook.com/whatthefudgect and check out their offerings for the week or whatever fudge you might want. It is made in a cottage kitchen currently, and from what I've heard through the Gorilla Vine, she's looking to possibly start making biscotti as well. So that's going to be coming down the pike. If you're going to be in the North Haven, Connecticut area in early September and going to the North Haven Fair, she's going to be set up there to sell her fudge. So check that out. You can also pre-order and everything. But if you do want to order, or if you're driving through the area and want to set up a pickup location, you can do that as well. But check it out, whatthefudgect.com or facebook.com/whatthefudgect. Use promo code SUDS for 10% off your purchase. I have to say, my new favorite fudge of hers is the chocolate lemon fudge. It's absolutely delicious. So again, if you're in the New Haven, Connecticut area, or if you're going to be coming through, check it out, whatthefudgect.com, What the Fudge homemade confections. Okay, so what were you going to add, Angela?
I was going to add the thing about Tracy and Cody.
Okay.
In that article. That was what I was going to add. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
I'm not going to.
So I think that Amanda meant Josh Kelly instead of Josh Bell. Could eat crackers in her bed any day. With that. And with that comment on there. Did you know that when OLTL was canceled, Disney extended the contracts of Frank and Ron? I did not know that. But that makes sense because they both went to General Hospital.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of Cody, I do wonder what his reaction to Britt being alive is going to be, or if GH gives him a reaction. I don't know.
I don't know that he'll be. I mean, he might get a reaction, but I don't think it'll be a big thing. You know, Kelly Tebow tanked that story.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yep.
Yeah.
I like Cody's character, and I like Josh Kelly in general. I really do. I've liked him ever since One Life to Live. So, and finding out he's a Roddy Piper fan makes all the sense in the world to me. But part of his dropping down to dropping down to off contract and dropping to recurring is so that he could work on some projects with his fiance, I guess, Chloe Lanier, formerly Nell from General Hospital, and they are currently making some independent movies that's going to take him away from the canvas for a while. So it just kind of gives him more scheduling freedom because he doesn't have to be there all the time. So it was his choice, but he does not want to leave. I like Rick and Ava together too. I don't like that they're trying to. I understand why they're trying to, but I don't like that they're trying to.
Yeah, I mean, I like Rick and Ava. I thought they had really great chemistry and the snarkiness with them and stuff like that. But he's always going to be hung up on Liz. And here's the thing, you guys know that I'll be a Rick supporter. They actually had a cute pairing back in the day. I'm not a Liz fan. I'm a huge Rick fan. But my big thing is, you know what? Put them back together and third time's the charm. He's got to get it right one of these times. He's tried to kill her twice, failed twice. Let's go. Come on. Lucky number 3. Let's go, Rick.
Yeah, exactly. Donna, you're at the fan club weekend. Someone asked if you're a villain, raise your hand, and Sidwell raised both because we knew Sid. And James raised it as well. James raised his hand. I think that's funny. But I like the James actor. He seems like he's got a lot of stuff going on.
Yes.
All right. So moving on to some other stuff. Today, we kept we keep seeing teasing of Carly finding out about Joss in the WSB, whether it's from Anna, whether it's from Jack.
I
we keep
have a
seeing
feeling this is
teasing.
going to build for possibly November. Although, if Jason's going to find out in the next couple weeks, I don't know. Because they had that conversation a few weeks ago about him keeping the Michael's secret, the baby's secret from her. And, so I don't know if that was foreshadowing about him also keeping the Josh secret from her.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll see. If so, then his ass needs to be the second one she kicks after Brennan's. But if he's going to be finding this out in the next few weeks, which, maybe he won't. It's possible, you know what I mean, that he won't find out about Joss yet. It could be a tease or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I have a feeling that this secret's going to build until November.
I agree. Yeah.
Because this is a November sweepsy kind of thing.
Yes, you're exactly right. I have a feeling it's going to build to November. And you're right, Amanda. Carly is going to go nuclear when she finds out.
Yeah.
And I know they just put Chris McKenna on contract, so he won't be leaving. But again, contract could be 3 months. But just to lock him down for a specific story, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a year contract or whatever.
And the thing is too is that it also seems to me that they've been setting up again Jack and Anna.
Yes.
Stuff. They've been setting that stuff up for his pairing after, if they're not going to bring Valentin back. So I thought it was hysterical today when Carly was relieved.
Yes, I know.
She is so used to men just being the worst.
Yeah.
Because Sonny, mainly, is that it's just so funny that she was just like, oh, thank God it's just that you're, possibly going to disappear and not tell me about it, and not that you have a wife and a family.
So Susan chimes in saying Google says Monica did adopt Jason.
Yes, I looked that up as well. Thank you.
So I have a question now, kind of going back to history.
Mm-hmm.
Jason got himself sent to prison to protect Michael. Do you think that Jason's going to go into the WSB to protect Joss?
I could definitely see him doing it.
Yep.
Absolutely. We'll see. I had thought that that's where they were going to be going with Jason towards the WSB. It makes sense.
Yeah.
With the mob kind of going away. So we'll see what happens, because the WSB I don't think is going anywhere. Regardless of what happens with Brennan, whatever, I think that Anna's going to end up the head of the WSB, and I could definitely see Jason going into the WSB as well.
I can too.
Yeah, Amanda, I totally agree. People need to leave actors' ages out of it. Brennan and Anna are basically the same age, or Brennan is older than Anna. Because they were both in training at the same time. And Anna was like 19 when she was in training. So, they need to just shut up. If they can believe that he's saying he thinks that Jason's going to end up being Joss's father, I don't know. I mean, I'd be fine with that, but I don't know what would lead to that. But the thing, people are fine with that there was a diamond that was gonna run a weather machine that could freeze the world,
Right.
but hung up on actors' ages. I don't. They're acting. Brennan is acting. Chris McKenna is acting the same age as Anna.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Exactly. And
Yeah.
Daisy Flower, you're right. Joss is an adult. She chose what she wanted to do.
right, and I love Joss as a WSB agent. I know, like
Yep.
people. I don't understand people, but people like what they like, so whatever. That is what it is. I love Joss as the WSB agent. I love the whole thing.
Yep.
I love the WSB story. I love the WSB being on the show. But people like it, they don't like it, that's fine. And
Yeah.
and Joss is an adult, and she did make her own choice.
Yeah.
That's why Carly's anger needs to be focused at Brennan.
Yes.
Because he did this to, it is, and our kids can be adults and we're still going to want them safe.
Of course.
We're still going to, I have given up arguing with my adult children. I don't do it because it's banging a head against the wall. If I'm asked, I give them my opinion.
Yeah.
They're going to do what they're going to do. If it goes south, I give them the
Agreed.
I told you so. You know? No, God, no. Curtis does not get Carly. Gonna wash your name out with your no.
No, I don't think that was. I don't even know where that came from. Where did this chat start?
They're talking about
if Jason
Carly
White Star puts out if Jason finds out about Joss but doesn't tell Carly, or all this blows up. Can Carly sleep with Cody? Good Lord! I had her scroll all the way back for that. I missed that.
We're not doing a recast, Jax. We're not. No. We can get somebody else. She could. I would be fine with her taking a ride on the Cody. Although I like him and Molly.
Yes.
But let's see the landscape when she finds out.
Yes.
Yep. When she
I like Cody with Molly. I like Cody with Lulu as well. But I don't know.
I'm so torn about that.
Yeah.
I'm so torn about that. But it seems like they're doing the Molly thing, which is fine. But I also liked the Lulu. But we'll see what happens with it. So many options. I love options.
There are a lot of options.
No, Vaughn is not Morgan. He's not. I can tell you right now, Vaughn is not Morgan.
No.
And I think that they're really upping, that it's going to be Joss and Vaughn, and I like them. I think they have chemistry and stuff. I wasn't sure that I would because I am such a Dex fan, and I would still happily take him back. But I like Joss and Vaughn.
Yeah, I do too. I like Joss and Vaughn together. I like Joss kind of, being with the more adventurous type because it almost points out what kind of a hypocrite that she is because, she gets mad at Sonny for what he does, but yet she kind of falls in line with the same kind of person as Jason.
Right. And, you're not wrong, Quiet Star, but, how about Anna? We could do Carly and Anna.
Yeah.
Carly have a little while of being done with men. Take a walk on the other side for a little bit and see what she thinks.
Exactly. All right. So we're actually going to hop into our DeLorean because it's about that time where we're
sending you back to the future.
So we're going to get into our DeLorean and go into today in General Hospital history, and I'm going to turn it over to Professor Angela.
All right. So going back to August 5th, in 1999, Kirsten Storms made her daytime debut on Days of Our Lives, and she stayed there until 2004, and then in 2005, she came on as Maxie. On August 6th, in 1980, Luke and Laura spent the night in Wyndham's department store. They were hiding from Frank Smith, and they hid in a storage closet. And then after the store was closed, they got dressed up in formal clothes, and they danced, and they stole and drank champagne. And it was just soapy goodness. Totally cheesy and great.
Yep.
2002, Christina Cassadine was killed. Also on August 6th, Ghost Morgan appeared to Sonny and kept him from jumping off the roof. You know, Morgan, always been a disappointment. Always. August 7th, 1996, Tracy saw Ned perform for the first time as Eddie Main. On August 8th, 1994, Leslie Lou Spencer was born. And of course, it was very dramatic.
Yep.
In 1997, Liz and Lucky first met, and Sonny and Brenda got engaged. That was the engagement where he left her at the altar, and Jason had to tell her, and she had her meltdown. In 2016, on August 8th, Nell showed up at Carly's place to tell her she was Jocelyn's kidney donor.
Yep.
August 9th, 1989, Monica found out that Dawn was her daughter. And in 1994, she told Alan she had cancer. 1997, Jason and Robin said goodbye before she left for Paris. August 10th, 1981, John Colicos debuted as Amigos Cassadine, the Dastardly. And August 11th.
Was he the patriarch of the Cassadine clan?
Yes. Helena's husband. He was the big bad. He was the one with the weather machine. So, August 11th, in 2010, Brenda returned. And can I just say, it's time to come back and get your man. Please. And in 2015, Elizabeth accepted Jake Doe's proposal, even though she knew damn well that he was Jason. Although then he turned out not to be Jason, but going by story at the time.
Yep.
And that was your General Hospital history lesson for today.
All right. Thank you so much for that history lesson today, Angela, talking all about the history. Donna says the ship name for Cody and Lulu, Spencer Stable Hand. Daisy Flower says bring Greg Vaughn on as Lucky. I know there were some rumblings about a recast at some point, but I don't know if it's actually coming to fruition at any point. The opening is there, but
and they've been talking about. I absolutely love how they've been talking about how it's him, Aiden, and Jake now on their adventure. Because Lucky has always been more of a father to Jake than Jason ever was.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. So speaking of, so Chad says, speaking of JNR, did you see what KM said about a fan who stopped her in the photo we shared on her Instagram? I'm assuming KM, Kelly Monaco?
No, I think it's Kimberly McCullough.
Oh, Jason Robin, okay. Kimberly McCullough. No,
yeah.
I did not see that.
I didn't see it either, but I'll check it out.
So no, not Chemo, Donna. We were just saying that it's probably
Kelly Monaco because Jason and Robin.
Right. All right. So let's see. Saw it earlier in the chat. Might as well talk about it. She posted a young pic of her and Steve.
I saw that.
So I saw in the chat earlier. Drew went off on Sidwell and kind of threatened him. Sidwell's seen a lot of pushback from many sides right now. We saw Tracy and the girls in Deception kind of be like, we might be going to the cops regarding Sonny's laundered money. So there's a lot there. Deception is going through a lot of a lot of deception right now and a lot of drama. Natalia put in some dirty money and found the dirty money. But now I think it was Marco that pointed out that if they go to the cops, they could be in trouble for hiding it.
Yeah.
So it's there's a lot there. There's a lot to unpack there, business wise.
Yeah. Yes.
I did like that meeting though with Lucy or with Tracy and Sidwell and Marco there, and kind of how Marco kind of set the tone and said, "Listen, you know, they're going to scrutinize your books," and you know, when Tracy brought it back to Lucy and Maxie in Brooklyn, and Brooklyn, Lucy, and Tracy all agreed that they should not go to the cops, but Maxie has her Mac as being the chief of detectives. So does Maxie go to Mac about this?
No, I don't think she will. I mean, it's possible, but they're getting ready to write Kirsten Storms off.
Right.
For, the rest of the year, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
although
Kirsten
maybe
Storms
that's how they do it. Maybe, she does go to the cops and she has to go into hiding because Sonny's after her or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Although, if Sonny was after her, that'd be interesting that, Jason wasn't calling him off with.
Right.
Because of Spinelli, but.
Right, yeah. I do feel kind of bad for Spinelli. He goes through all this work to get the wedding together, and then the wedding just doesn't go off. I found that kind of funny that that they chose to go that route.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 198 people currently watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you're watching on X, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and share it to the masses and on social media. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, turn on that notification bell, get those subscriptions in. We want to grow our network again. Why don't they use the recast for the rest of the year? Because that was just a temporary recast. They don't,
Yeah. She's on one day this week, and then Kirsten's off because they're fine. General Hospital has so many characters, so many actors, and it's not like Maxie is a front burner character right now. You know what I mean? They can do without her
right.
They can write her off for 6 months.
Exactly. All right, Amanda, have a good night. Astros are playing Boston. I'm rooting for Houston in that one.
What is wrong with you? How do you live in Connecticut and are a Sox fan?
I'm a Yankees fan. It's that I-91 divide.
Oh my God. I think this might maybe be worse than the other thing. Oh God. I have to, guys.
But I do have to say that I was also a big Jeff Bagwell fan who played with Houston. I know he was with Boston first, but I did like Jeff Bagwell. He actually played high school baseball with my uncle in Connecticut. So,
like Morgan.
Oh
and
God!
Continue to be a disappointment.
I'm a born and bred Yankees fan, Chad. It's kind of like that Merritt Parkway divide. You get the Hartford people that are Red Sox fans. You get the New Haven people that are the Yankees fans.
And who's your football team?
I usually, if I do watch it, it would be the Steelers. So
I don't understand.
I'm not a huge football fan, though. So. and I don't watch hockey or basketball. So,
Oh God.
Sorry to burst your bubble on that one.
Not all first round picks, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, and Chad, I know you're in Toronto, so you're a Blue Jays fan, but I give you respect because you guys play at the Skydome.
I'm fine with the person who lives in Toronto being a Blue Jays fan. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Daisy Flower, I understand I live in New York. I should be a Giants fan, and my college is in New Hampshire. So I should like the Patriots, but I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Well, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, we've devolved.
I am. It's Boston all the way for me. All the way. Always has
So
been. When I was in California as a kid, Boston. Like, I couldn't possibly be a fan. I'm a fan of the Red Sox and anybody playing the Yankees.
I will say, I was a huge fan of David Ortiz. I like David Ortiz.
The puppy was amazing. He still is.
Yes, he really is. I am a huge David Ortiz fan.
Veritek has always been my guy. Always been a Veritek fan. So.
Yeah. And then, we could go down a baseball rabbit hole.
Oh, God, we could. Yeah.
You guys aren't here to LJ, I know nothing about sports.
It's like, my daughter is just like, go sports ball. So,
yeah, you're right, Donna. Amanda elevated the discussion, so very, very nice, very nice.
Most of our chat does.
Yes, we enjoy our chat.
Taiwan. Killing me.
Yes.
Killing me.
Yes. But anywho, so let's see, where were we? Where we have? Sidwell, the Girls of Deception going to Sidwell, Sidwell kind of gets out of it unscathed because Marco kind of says, if you go to the cops, you guys are going to be held in trouble as well. And Tracy and Lucy on the same page. They don't want, they don't want to have their books frozen or their assets frozen, which is a good thing. Daisy Flower says, are they casting a love interest for Michael? And then Donna says, wait for Sophia, I hope.
I don't know that they'll wait all that time for Sophia, but they might give him, I've heard that it's possible that they're going to bring on somebody else just as a dabble.
Yep.
They could just bring on somebody until they're ready to bring Sophia back. So, I think will be in about a year.
So I got to ask you, I know that Sunny's not your favorite topic, but how'd you like all that flirting with the ADA or the acting district attorney?
Anybody but Carly. I ship Sunny with pretty much anybody. I mean, if we're going to have him, I want him in a relationship with somebody that's not Carly. So I am all over him with the ADA. I'm a big supporter. Big supporter.
Yes.
I think, what are we calling them? So Just?
It's So Just.
I think we were calling them So Just because Sunny and Justine. Yeah. So Just. Yeah.
So Just. Okay. So Donna, what answer is 42? I don't understand.
She keeps posting. It's from. It's from.
I mean, when I think of 42, I think of Mariano Rivera. So,
No, it's not. I know what it is, and I'm so tired.
Sunny and Brenda Bott, number 5.
It is Brenda Bott. Oh, it's from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's what it was.
No, I've never seen that.
So, Sunny hasn't had a serious relationship with Nina since Nina. And yes, this is Brenda Bott, number 5, but it's also, again, another law enforcement person who can't. you know.
Yeah,
you know,
who
just,
comes to town to prosecute him and ends up in his bed.
and yeah, there was Hannah, there was Reese, there was who else? I can't remember who there was.
Yeah, there were a number of them.
Was that Claire? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Claire.
there's
Yeah,
tons of-
something or other.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it was the chick that came on from Y&R that was like an ADA, or was that with? I can't. Maybe that was with Drew. I can't remember. There was one DA that came on. She was from Y&R. She was there for like a few months and then left. I can't remember.
But yeah,
But
this
yeah.
is the thing with Sunny is the little brunette, and they've added in the whole law enforcement angle a few times.
Yes. Yep.
So,
Oh, Daisy, you're right. She was with Drew. Okay, so that's the one that I was thinking of. That was, I think that was Billy Miller's Drew too. It was prior to Cameron coming on. All right. So, do you think that there's going to be some fireworks going off between Drew and Sidwell now?
Possibly. I mean, that is totally possible. I think Sidwell's a little preoccupied with Sunny, but because Sidwell's not going to take him down.
Right.
Not going to kill him. So, yeah.
I did like how Tracy went after, kind of questioned why Sidwell pulled his support for the measure 42 or whatever it was. Of course, yes, I know, Donna. 42 is Jackie Robinson's number. I know. But I just wanted to find out. Of course, I lost my train of thought. Tracy asking why he pulled his support out for the measure coming up to vote on for the peers. Margot, sorry, that's right. That was Margot. That was Margot Dawson. Yeah. But Tracy asking Sidwell why he pulled his support out. Now Tracy has to foot the entire bill herself.
Right.
And I don't know. It's obviously Drew kind of got to him, or Sonny got to Sidwell, and then Drew is going after Sidwell now.
Right.
Yeah, it was Margeaux.
Right.
Margot Dawson. Yeah. And you're right, Del J. Marco is becoming a little bit more deceptive as he's taken into a little bit more of his father's footsteps.
Well, but his actions are a direct reaction to what Sonny did to him.
That's true. Yes.
That's the thing, is that Sonny is Marco's, villain origin story.
I wonder how Lucas is gonna, react now that Marco's doing more with Sidwell.
And I don't think it'll last, though. I think that Marco will revert back to being a good guy. I think right now he's just reacting, and love will save him.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
All right, so we haven't seen. We haven't seen Trina much this week. We did see a little bit of Curtis and
Stella are on this week with Stella. Stella's going to be encouraging Kai to fight for Trina.
We did get to see Curtis and Jordan sitting on the park bench talking about how Curtis and Portia are going to work on their marriage. But it was kind of like that back and forth where, Curtis was telling Jordan how they're going to work on the marriage, and Portia telling Isaiah that they were going to work on the marriage. But there was a little bit of that undertone there, a little bit more flirty with Portia and Isaiah.
Yes, absolutely. I have a feeling that it's going to be Portia who ends up cheating.
Yes.
Because, Curtis is protected for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, I think it'll be Portia that ends up cheating, and poor Curtis.
So Daisy points out that Marco know it was his father who burned down Charlie's. No, we don't know that yet, especially because Sidwell's trying to push the blame on Mrs. Wu.
Mrs. Wu, right?
So I don't think Marco knows yet. And you know what, Delja, I have to agree. Jordan is liking the dark side a bit. New apartment, job is challenging, great pay.
Here's my thing. I wouldn't mind Jordan going a little dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't mind that at all because she's kind of a little boring too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind Jordan taking a little bit of a walk on the dark side.
Agreed.
Liven her up a little bit.
Yep. Exactly.
You know? Sidwell. Carla Lourdes.
And you know what? It kind of works because, I mean, think about it. All the characters that are on the canvas in high positions have been both good and bad throughout their lives.
Yeah.
You know, throughout their careers, throughout their, stints on the show, whatever you want to say. You know, they've all had that good and bad. So Jordan kind of needs that. And she's worked undercover before, but she also got sucked in. Remember, when we were first introduced to her, she was undercover for the Jerome family. Because she was working for Julie and Jerome.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Del J, you said for a minute they were kind of moving Jordan towards Drew, but that was before Drew went all manipulative.
Right. And I like Jordan and Drew. I thought they had great chemistry.
Yeah. I thought so too.
So.
Jordan did warn Curtis to back off.
I didn't get Jordan not seeming happy to hear Curtis was working out his marriage with Portia. I think she just really wanted to, I think she's done with the games he plays.
Yeah.
And is just like, no, she needs to, both of those women need to realize that they're both better than him and they should hook Jordan and Portia up.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Let's see. Kai's contract could be cut short. I don't know.
It could be, then monkeys could form out of my ass. I mean, certainly big enough, but I don't think it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't think he's going. I think Kai is somebody they can build around. They just have to build him. Right. They just need to, give him the roots.
And they have to give them angst anyway, so they're
right. I have a feeling they're going to get back together.
Yeah.
Trina.
Of course they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, folks. It's been an hour and a half. I think we're just about out of time. We talked about everything that happened in Port Charles last week, unless I'm missing something, which I don't think I am. I think we covered just about everything in the pantheon of Port Charles from last week. But I do want to get everybody to know, check out when it hits the RSS feed and the YouTube channel. Check out my interview with Guy Evans, the author of Beyond Nitro, The Untold Stories of the WCW era. So check that out. Also, Dockside at the Bay returns this. We'll be airing this Thursday at noon. Kim and I will be recording that either tomorrow or Wednesday. And we're going to be doing something different with Gate Crashers. We're not sure yet. We're kind of in the brainstorming process. I promise we haven't given up. I still watch Beyond the Gates daily, and I love the stories that are coming out of there. It's just trying to do 2 podcasts on a Monday night is kind of hard, especially when I've been up since 4 a.m. So
early tomorrow morning too.
Exactly. Yep. I don't. Del J, I think you meant Rory, not Corey. Kind of similar to the Rory character that was killed off. Not enough background. I think that's what he was talking
Rory
about.
Donna. She's talking about Rory.
But all right, folks, we are out of time. Angela, where can everybody find you?
they can find me at Parade. There's a ton of articles right now, and I just got a new bio page, which I love. And on Twitter at Brooklyn74, and Angela Ryan Duncan on Instagram and Facebook. And we're still gathering our stable of writers for the relaunch of the new website, which formerly known as Petty Prattle. So reach out. I'm always happy to chat.
All right, fantastic. 211 people currently watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Go ahead and, again, like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notifications bell. We've got a lot of amazing soap opera and wrestling podcasts and content that are always on this feed, on this channel, so check it out all the time. You can reach me at Vinny Suds on both Twitter and Facebook. At Suds Media is the network Twitter account, which I generally use more of than my own, because it's just so difficult going back and forth and having to switch. So I generally use the at Suds Media on Twitter more than ever. Instagram is at Suds and Squared Circle. TikTok is at Suds_squared_circle. Check everything suds-media.com or our Linktree, which is Suds Media. So check everything out. Visit our sponsors, W Energy, which is W.GG. Use promo code Suds Media for 10% off your purchases. Suds-media.com/wrestling merch is our WWE affiliate link, and so on and so forth. We want to thank our sponsors like Set App, 1-800-PAC-RAT. Those are all our sponsors. They are on our Linktree as well. So check them out. Folks, we are out of time. We'll be back next week as we talk about Suds, all about General Hospital for Suds News. Have a great night, everybody.